Hey folks, and welcome to another video of mine. If you're new to my channel, first of all, a big welcome and thank you so much for watching. Now, in case you're wondering what kind of content do I put out on this channel, then I put out one tech related video on every Wednesday of the week and one lifestyle related video on every Sunday of the week. So that's the kind of content that you can look forward to. Now, coming to today's video. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about the various lighting technologies that currently exist in the television industry. Now, the reason why I'm talking about it is because a few of you reached out to me and were particularly concerned about one model, the Motorola ZX Pro, and the issue of its backlight bleeding. So the reason why I'm talking about these different television lighting technologies is because it will lead to answering that question of what exactly is backlight bleed, how do you identify it, when should you be concerned, and when should you ask for a replacement or return your television for a refund and buy a completely different unit. So these are some of the things that we are gonna touch upon in today's video. So in case it interests you, then stick around till the end of the video to find out all these things. And as always, if you haven't already liked and subscribed to my channel, please go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button. It's free, nobody's charging you for it. So please hit that like and subscribe, and of course it is definitely going to encourage and motivate me to put out more such content for all you lovely folks out there. So your like and your subscribe means a lot to me. So with that said, let's get started folks and take a deep dive into all these different lighting technologies. So let's get started with this video. So in this video, we are going to talk about these different lighting technologies. One is definitely your edge lit LEDs, and then you have your direct lit or direct LED televisions, and finally you have your full array LED televisions. Let's start off with the first one, which is your edge lit LED. Now, as you can see on screen, in case of an edge lit television, you generally have the lights placed around the perimeter of the television. And in this case, when we talk about edge lit TVs, another point that I wanted to mention is that they've been around for quite a long time. So it's a tried and tested technology. Of course, all of them are, but edge lits of all these three would be the oldest. And we all know, in terms of technology, the older a technology gets, the more affordable it becomes. That's why most of the budget televisions generally come with edge lit lighting technology backing them. And let me tell you again, for years, edge lit TVs, they were the gold standard. So they're still the most common types of televisions available in the market. Okay, and as you can see, there's nothing wrong with it. In terms of the lighting, they use a diffuser. All right, so the light that is placed at the edges, on the edges, the light gets diffused by the help of a diffuser, and then it is spread across the whole screen. Now, in terms of gray uniformity, you will not be getting the same gray uniformity as a direct LED or a full array television. They will always have comparatively worse gray uniformity. Having said that, there's nothing wrong with the television. All right, so if you've still got your edges lit properly, you will be able to enjoy fantastic picture quality at that budget. Now, if you do have a higher budget, or let's say now you're heading into the mid-budget category, and with that comes the direct LED televisions. Now, in case of direct LEDs, what is different here, as you can see on screen, instead of just the edges, now you have these LED bulbs all across the television. So right behind the screen, you have many LED bulbs all across, and that's your direct LED televisions. In fact, these names, they give the technology away. In fact, it's very straightforward, these names. With the edge lit, the edges have been lit. With direct LED, it's directly behind the screen, and there are many LEDs. Now, in comparison to edge lit, of course, the picture quality will be comparatively better, because it's not just the edges, but the whole screen which is lit by these LED bulbs. which finally brings us to your full array LED televisions. Now I'm just gonna go back and come back here again just to show you the difference. All right, I don't know if you can notice, but there's just one small change between direct LED and these full array LED televisions, and that is the number of LED lights behind the television. There are many more LED lights behind the television compared to direct LED, and it's because of this, because of the multitude of the lights that are available behind the screen, what you do get in terms of full array televisions is images are always going to be crisp, they're going to be deep, they're going to be beautiful. And in terms of local dimming as well, what these full array LED televisions can do, they can dim particular sections of the television, not just large sections. So in terms of edge lit TV, they can only lit large sections of the picture and they cannot pinpoint dimming. All right, but in case of these full array LED televisions, look at how many lights are there behind it, and that's why you are able to pinpoint the dimming, and you'll get a much better, much more targeted dimming with a full array LED. So what it does in effect is it produces deeper, darker, richer images, and whatever you're watching on the screen will virtually come to life. It's going to be a phenomenal experience when it comes to your viewing, and viewing it especially on these full array LED televisions. Another thing that I wanted to note, apart from the local dimming, is also Dolby Vision. Now please note that I had made a video on Dolby Vision versus HDR versus HDR10 Plus. In fact, there was a section of it, and I'm going to put up the card somewhere here on screen. Feel free to click on it and take a look at that video as well. But in terms of Dolby Vision and HDR10 Plus, please note that they use dynamic HDR content, which means that they are scanning the whole screen and there are light areas which are getting targeted dynamically. All right, there's the metadata in the television and that's getting dynamically targeted in a TV, as opposed to just your standard HDR10. All right, HDR10 is just, it's static data. So the whole thing is being lit and there's the high dynamic range which is being used across the television. But in terms of Dolby Vision and HDR10 Plus, there is minute or micro data all across the screen. All right, and what these full array LED televisions can do or help or boost, apart from the local dimming, is your HDR10 Plus and your Dolby Vision viewing. It's going to be a fantastic experience when it comes to your viewing. So there's going to be a higher quality, there's going to be more depth, it's going to produce more gray tones, and it's going to produce those rich, deep, inky, true blacks. Yeah, that's what we look for, right? I mean, that's the term, I guess. And not just deep, true and inky blacks, but also uniform blacks, because remember how the light is spread, right? It's spread all across the TV. So the lighting is uniform, and that's why even the blacks will be uniform. It's not going to be patchy blacks. All right. Now, finally coming to the problem of backlight bleeds. So we've all seen with these edge-lit LED televisions that the edges are lit and then there's a diffuser and lights get diffused. Now, if you get your television and the light is even all across the edges, there's nothing wrong with your TV. You do not have any need, of being concerned, or you don't have a need of replacing your television, because this is how edge-lit TVs generally are. So when do you get concerned? Now, the concern should basically start, or you should be concerned when you get this type of lighting on your television, where you have specks of lighting, all right, which happen to be in a color which is different to your LED, your standard, all across the edges. Also, if you have more light in one particular area of the screen, like one edge, all right. So if you've got more light coming in from one edge, if the lighting color is different when it comes to your edge-lit TV, then yes, it's cause for concern. And you should contact your television manufacturer and have them inspect your television unit. Now, please note that these televisions, they are all very different. I mean, your unit might be different to my unit. Okay, so it does not necessarily mean that the entire model is faulty, because there are a lot of people who have been concerned about this television called Motorola ZX Pro. Like I said at the start of the video, it does not mean that it's a faulty television model. Now, there could be some units which may be faulty, and if you have a unit that you have received which has this type of lighting that you see on screen, then yes, it's cause for concern and you should definitely raise it up with your television manufacturer. But it again does not mean that the Motorola ZX Pro model itself is faulty, or any other television, for that. It's not just about Motorola ZX Pro. And again, nobody's paying me to make these videos. Motorola is not sponsoring me. They've not sent me any free units to review whatsoever. But I'm just doing it so that you get the best information possible and you are able to make the most out of this video. So this is what we mean by backlight bleed. I hope I've been able to answer the key differences between the different lighting technologies which are there, like edge lit, direct LED and full array LED televisions, and also been able to highlight the issue of backlight bleeding, when you should be concerned, when you should contact your television manufacturer, and when you should get your television replaced. This is when you should get your television replaced, not this. Again, this is problematic. This is not problematic. I hope I have been able to clear this issue of backlight bleed as well. So again, we saw these different television technologies: edge lit, direct and full array. Like they say, different strokes for different folks. And if you've got the budget to go in for full array LED televisions, my suggestion would always be to go in for full array LED televisions. Now, in case you're wondering, then why am I suggesting Motorola ZX Pro? Well, it's targeted towards a niche audience, and that niche audience is a budget audience, right? Or mid-budget rather. So if you do not have the budget of spending 1.5 lakh rupees on a Sony television, then yes, for that budget of around 35 to 40,000, Motorola ZX Pro or Nokia televisions, they are fantastic deals because it comes in that budget. And because it comes in that budget, it works with that edge lit lighting technology. If you're willing to pay more, then why not? I mean, go in for a full array LED televisions, but don't pay 1.5 lakh rupees to get an edge lit LED television. That is insane. I mean, that would be a really, really bad deal. And as far as direct LED televisions go, I believe even the MI television, the QLED televisions are actually direct LED. And again, it offers direct LED plus QLED technology. And you can expect very good picture quality on the MI QLEDs. However, it does have an issue. There are a lot of users have reported of a green tint in the television. So make sure that, if you get your television, if you get a MI QLED, you check that up. Again, television units, every single unit is different. So your unit would be different to mine. My unit will be different to someone else. So it's always good to inspect when you're getting your televisions, and make sure you do a thorough inspection, right? To check properly for these different color lighting, you could say the impact of that lighting, how powerful is it? Do you have uneven lighting? If you do, then yes, please get that checked. So this is the comparison and also the backlighting issue that I've tried to answer with the help of using these slides. Alright folks, so that brings us to the end of the video. Hope this video has been informative. Hope this helps you or your friends or your family members in their purchasing decision. Now, having spoken about friends and family members, please do share this video with your friends and family members. In fact, if there is a friend or a family member who's on the lookout to buy a television, then this video could really, really help them in their purchasing decision. Because like I always say in my other videos as well, a television is not something that you change or replace every 6 or 8 months, right? It's not one of those products. It's one of those things which stays with you for the next 4 to 5 years, or maybe more, depending upon your lifestyle. So if you do have a friend or a family member, share it with them. Share the love, brothers and sisters. Yeah, share the love, as they say. So that brings me to the end of this video. I hope you like it. In case you do, again, hit that like and subscribe button. And also, by the way, hit that bell icon as well, In case you like the content, in case you're looking forward to more such content, then hitting the bell icon would mean that you get all the notifications of my new video releases. So hit that bell icon as well. So that's it for this video, folks. Thank you so much for watching. Again, take care, stay safe, and until the next one, may God bless you all.